actually all the way on the screen. And I guess I'll leave it like that. I don't have to move it up or anything weird, so... I will leave it like that. Oh, I am going to mute my Twitch. If I can get the, volume bar. There we go. And we will get started.
So, it's all about
As
tricking
I
to you?
get stuck on a
Wherever
bowl.
have you come from?
My mouse had just not enough space. So I ran into my laptop and got stuck. Hopefully that won't happen too much. Alright. So... what was I doing? I guess I will continue my track record of reading everything. So... we have Changeling as our update. Clara, now with a C, had a dream. A foggy morning, having passed a wicket gate, she is now dawdling somewhere. Piles of dry leaves rustling in her wake. A familiar voice calls out to her. She lifts her eyes and sees her own twin sister pointing at an old man convulsing and weeping in unbearable agony. Clara darts for the man to save him with her healing touch, but so does her sister. The girls exchange confused glances. This is the story of a thief girl who has chosen her own past, ceased to be the instrument of blind fate, and refashioned herself, and we can't see the rest.
Clara wakes up. Could the dream have been prophetic? She has prophetic dreams often. She's no longer surprised by them. She knows that they are sent by the powers that want to warn the herald of what the future holds for her. There were a lot of clues hinting at the veracity of the message. She does indeed know how to treat those in pain with her miraculous hands. She is indeed willing to ease their suffering. She truly strives to do the right thing. She loves her fellow beings. The girl is eager to do good deeds, even if that requires her to go through pain and hardships. Changeling wakes up at the edge of a pit in the ground. Sleep hasn't brought her comfort. Her back and legs ache as though she has walked many miles. Her hands are covered in mud. There are traces of dried blood on her bare knees. It's dark. The dawn is a few hours away.
Yeah, I'm glad the save worked as well. Imagine having that many rats all in one spot. Isn't dealing with just one bad enough? Might have to move the up before we get truly started. So I might grab him. I'm pretty happy. Who's that face? That's that face. He's in such a good mood. He's making all kinds of faces. Okay. Alrighty. Would they call me a thief, pray tell? What did I steal? Why does the law detest me so? The only thing I remember is that I am an outlaw, and will forever be persecuted. Was I really that good a thief, I wonder? I have nothing of value, just myself and these rags I am wearing. My crime is horrendous, still. I am beyond redemption. Back in the day, every heart was open before me. Now whatever door I approach is slammed in my face. This is terrifying. Where should I run? With whom shall I seek shelter? Shall I find what I stole and give it back? Who will agree to take it off my hands? Who will answer my questions if not you? Day 1, in which the changeling finally finds her sister, thus confirming the prophecy of the twin angels. We'll talk to these guys, because their conversation's the best in Clara's run. How small you are, how frail. Will you survive in this horrible world? You're talking as if I were a newborn baby. Aren't you? You'll have to be taught to eat, drink, sleep, move around, heal yourself, even to breathe. This place drains your health all too fast. Even a seasoned person must stay alert. Not everyone manages to cope. I don't need your advice. I think I'm familiar with eating. You open your mouth and go nom. Okay, that ends the conversation right there. Oi, you're one swift appearer, a child, a sweet child. Such thin, see-through palms you've got. Magnificent little hands, so extraordinary, and already blackened and reddened all over. How very evocative. What do you want from me? Before you enter the town and embark on your, cleansing agenda, I'd like to give you a few pieces of advice. You are, after all, a mere hatchling. I rather doubt you arrived at this cemetery with your MO already laid out, if you pardon the pun. Please do tell me. Time won't wait for you. Hour after hour, day after day, it will run out fast. You're not the center of the universe, not even now that you have this truly exceptional part to play. At some point, you may even feel that you could easily be everywhere at once. But make no mistake, the town is changing with time, and there's nothing you can do about it. We'll see about that. Time has the final say in matters of life and death. It may so happen that you will knock on the door of a person you need when the person is already past being able to answer you. The news changes too. What was on a person's mind a day ago will have petered out come tomorrow, and it may have been something you'd have found useful. Hurry, why speak of such terrible things? It's not like I have to have a say in matters of anyone's life and death, time or no time. Laughing. Haven't had a laugh like this in quite a while. If you don't have a say, who does? But who but you, my blessed child, is holding in her hands the lives and deaths of others? But be careful with your terrible gift. Every death will count against you. No amount of trickery is too much. No price is too high for maintaining a viable reputation. Reputation? Yes, you will have a reputation too, my dear child, and I don't think you'll find that sullen horse easy to tame. It'll be full of surprises. Your reputation will be falling, always relentlessly, and it's decisive, and you know everything. How many friends you've got, how many enemies. Trust opens the right doors and the right lips. How do I keep track of my reputation? Why will it always be falling? I'm a good person. But people are convinced to the contrary. You will exist in several guises here. The guise that will live in the collective mind, and one may speculate the collective memory, is a most terrifying one. Every day people will witness signs of your otherworldly nature. They will be frightened. Doesn't matter, it won't help them any. People always appreciate your help, and I can assure you a lot of people are going to need help these days. Relieving sufferers from their misery is appreciated a great deal. Sometimes a person is in such pain that even euthanasia will be a blessing, especially for the incurable. Do I have a good reputation right now? I know all that. No need to teach me the basics. Most importantly, don't forget to stop by the caretaker's lodge. You've got people awaiting you there, and they have no doubt about your identity. As it happens, they've just drawn proof of your arrival from a pile of oracle bones. Your turning up in person will duly impress them. Tarry not. Careful, don't scratch me with that beak of yours. It is no beak, my dear child, it is a talon, for what I really am is a finger of a hand. You should be that much more careful if it's a talon.
He is ruthless, that man with a snakeskin coat. He doesn't know compassion.
Alright. Surely you're going to hurt a poor caretaker's daughter, are you? I may be useful to you yet. If I die, who's going to look after the graves? You don't say so, my dear. Who do you take me for? You've got me mixed up with someone else, right?
What?
See, my lady has come to find out what the dead are saying about our fate. Are those their bones you've got before you? No, these bones belong to the children of Suak. Legend says that a shard of Boss Turak's rib is hidden among them. but no one knows which exact bone is his. With these bones, we draw the lines that carry words from the house of the dead. What words have the dead chosen this time? They're saying they've already vacated 7 of the 9 corners of their house for the guests that are due. All of the house's inhabitants are now crammed into the remaining 2 corners. Can you imagine the harvest that death is about to reap? Oh, scary, I can picture vividly this house with the dead crowded in those corners, expecting many guests. And my lady doesn't want to believe it. She says the future can be changed. This is her pity talking. Where did you come from? I thought you were going to stay at grandfather's. You only went there yesterday evening, after all. What are you talking about? Well, there was a girl, the spitting image of you. She came here just before you did. It wasn't dark, and then she went to grandfather. Have you seen her with your own eyes? Just like I'm seeing you now? It must have been my sister. Which ends the conversation.
I'll let the good scholar examine the deadly powders. We'll put him to the test.
Where did you come from, girl? Tell me your name. I'm Clara, that's who I am. I saw the lights and thought I may be welcome here. I'm cold. Yes, that is right. I've been waiting for you, Clara. We have many things to talk about. Ask me and I will answer. No, not here. Listen. You need to go to my house. Report to my husband, the ruler Alexander. He will take care of you, and I will be there later when Grace and I are finished with our business. If I'm guessing who you are correctly, then we are all saved. Are you in danger? Yes, the bones say we are in danger, the likes of which have not been seen on this earth. Go to our house, Clara. If you are who we have been waiting for, you will have no trouble getting there, and no one will threaten you on your way. I'll do as you say. Okie doke. Go meet Dad. I think we were given the main quest, yeah. The Harbinger. This woman has the power over the town, and so does her husband. With their permission, I will stay here for the time being. He will try and test me, and after I have convinced him of how important my mission is, he will be the one to protect me with the power he has in abundance. I'll go this way. So our reputation looks like it's started at a 3rd. Which means that people won't attack us in the streets. Has the Twire spawned yet? This time? Yes! And that was our test. Oh, a slightly convoluted way. I guess I can't trade with that drunk yet because I have nothing. Do I have money? 9 coins. Probably what I've found on my way here. She started with lockpicks, though. Oh, we started with a little bit of food. That's nice. Our hunger is high enough to probably use it all, though. Don't I have bottles? Haven't I been picking those up? Did I already fill them? Am I crazy? I guess I did. Didn't find that many items on our way here. But that's okay, we'll have a long day that we can run around and trade and, well, murder people, so...
That's okay, I'll make it. I'm made of wood.
You're standing before Alexander Saburov, one of the rulers of this town. You must be Clara, I suppose. Yes, that's right. Have I done something to make you angry? My wife Katerina said you had been seen at the cemetery. The late caretaker's daughter claims that you had crawled out of a fresh grave, the appearance of which could not be accounted for. Is this true? Yes, I awoke in an earthen pit. It didn't look like a grave, just a pit in the middle of a cemetery. But that's not a crime, is it?
The rabble is completely out of control. They must have been bottling up their lowly instincts for quite some time.
Do you know that it's dangerous for you to even go out in the street? Are you aware that the powerful Kane family has put a bounty on your head? An envoy of theirs just left, and I promised them I'd help catch the criminal by all means possible. The criminal? The head of one of the ruling families died last night. His murderer is said to be a woman similar to you in appearance. The description largely matches. The common folk, blinded by local superstitions, is blaming a mystical creature spawned by the earth under mysterious circumstances at night. Is there anything you have to say about that, Clara? It wasn't me. Look into my eyes. Do you believe me? I don't know why, but for some reason I trust you. I get this strange feeling as though I have known you for a long time, and that makes me suspicious. Clara, pointing as it does to the fact that you control an otherworldly power of some kind. I do have inexplicable powers. I've always had them, but I always thought of it as a blessing. It's good, not evil. Why then are you being called a thief? I do believe larcenous skills are the exclusive domain of the wicked. Who's calling me a thief? That is something you'll have to ask my wife. She too possesses mysterious powers. Specifically, she has prophetic dreams. It has been proven over many years that these dreams do come true. They have been her main source of knowledge about you. It's actually the other way around. My hands have the gift of healing. I can cure the most terrible diseases with my hands. I've cured cancer. I even brought someone back from the dead once. Everyone said I'd made a miracle happen. Indeed, you are a miracle worker. That makes you almost a saint. Yes, a status like that precludes accusations of murder and theft. But then explain to me the meaning of those coincidences. If not for my blind faith in my wife's words, I would have no doubt that you were an evil spirit, a spawn of the netherworld. And if you don't explain that mystery at once, I swear even Katerina's influence will not save you. Wait, I'll tell you. I have a twin sister. She looks exactly like me. The name is the same and wears the same clothes. I fear that she was the one who committed all those horrible crimes. Alright, have it your way. I accept this explanation and I believe you. I've just had to tell a lie for the first time in my life, to invent a fictional sister and shift all those outrageous accusations to her. Strange I could even utter the words, but I promise when it all clears up, I'll explain myself and undo that lie. So what are you capable of, Clara? Tell me more about your miraculous abilities. I can cure various diseases using my hands. I know that already. Anything else? I can induce a hypnotic state in people, provided they consent, of course. Then they will answer any question truthfully. Enough. I need time to make up my mind. Now go outside, walk around the house, and you will get to my wife's side. Afterwards, come back to me. If your conversation yields no unpleasant surprises, I shall decide on your future from then on. Alright, I'll do as you say. Did that start a quest? No. I think we get his quest after talking to Katerina. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, my mouse is still in the game. That's good. I hit one key too high. Oh, there are always people in the streets. If your reputation gets too low, then they beat you to death, and it's horrible, and Clara's path is horrible at that point. Then you just have to murder everybody. Everybody in the whole town. I mean, it's pretty early morning no matter what. The whole day, geez, that would make quite a difference. Wouldn't have anybody to trade with. I can't imagine. That would be creepy to walk around with no people.
You are a herald. You've been brought here by fate itself.
The vision is becoming real. This doubtlessly is one of those two, yet which one? I must be on my guard. May I come in? I'm cold.
I'm afraid I'm of little use now.
Come closer, Clara. Do you know that I, Katerina Sabarova, am a clairvoyant? I can commune with the mysterious forces that permeate this land. Magic has no power over me. I can see into the future. Tell me, do you question my abilities? I have such abilities too. I'm not one to doubt the existence of supernatural powers. The visions, they're not all the same. Some of them are clear, some are hazy, but a recent one was straightforward and vivid, a vision of such power that even a materialist would not question its divine provenance. I've had a vision of the chaos to come, of the doom of all our creations, of the earth swallowing our town. If it's true, it's horrible. There was a prophecy of twin angels. It spoke of a harbinger of death, the imminent disaster incarnate who is to come to the town, along with a holy healer who can perform miracles with her hands and deliver us from evil. Now I understand who is standing before me. Tell me, are you yourself aware of your calling? I am. I said so at once. Yes, that is correct. All that remains is to interpret that dream. A dream is always an allegory. Before I saw you, before I heard you speak, I had been thinking of other pairs of twins, Simon and George Kane, Andre and Peter Stomaton. Even those visitors, the Harspecks and the Bachelor, had seemed to be the harbingers from my dream, but now I see where the truth lies. So you believe me. I am fully convinced that the prophecy was referring to you, but others will need better proof of that. Do as my husband said and prove that you are who I think you are, and we will stand by you, the ruling couple and the holy harbinger. What does that mean? It means that if you stand before our people in all your glory, fulfill your destiny, and don't abandon us afterwards, we will adopt you as our daughter. When I die, I will pass on onto you the power of the Spirit, and your heart's chosen one will inherit the power of the sword from my husband. You're too kind to me. Now go to Alexander. Be brave, no matter what he asks you. You have nothing to be afraid of, for I see that you are the true harbinger. Such things can neither be changed nor hidden from me. Time has proven that I do not make mistakes. Fear nothing and return triumphant. Alright, I'm going.
Yes.
Now look here, since you are holding the threads of life in your wondrous hands, I am going to entrust you with several people. They are all wicked people. Their souls are as black as soot. Each one of them is either an avowed evildoer or hiding a sinister secret. You must take care of them. I don't understand. Taking care of evildoers? Of course I will care of them. After all, who's more in need of care than those rejected by everyone? They'll get their own chance to serve a good cause too, won't they? Trust me, I know. I can see into the future. The sinners who I will now name will be of use to you in due time. In what way, I know not, but I know that they will be. The likelihood is fairly great. So make sure that they live, unless you should yourself see it more fit that they die. Is this agreed? Agreed, if I'm able to do it, that is. And now hear me. All that I have told you is between you and I alone. Don't say a word about anything. Most importantly, keep it from my husband. Alright, have it your way. So here's her list of adherents.
I'll let the good scholar examine the deadly powders. We'll put him to the test.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. I walked around the whole day with that horrible sound. Oh my god. I had tried to warn you. I don't think you realized how bad it was when I had said that there was a horrible sound. But I tried to warn you as best I could. 'Cause that, oh my goodness, by the end of that day, my ear was hurting so bad. That was horrible. I feel that you were sent to us by destiny itself. Who are the mistresses? Women who weave time into threads of power. They let power go through them, and then let the threads back out. Even as men are building a town from wood and stone, the mistresses weave its soul from intangible substances. The joys and the sorrow, the epiphanies and the lethargies, the feelings and inspirations, that is the yarn that the mistresses spin. How did they appear? There was a time when the head of each of the three families brought into his house a woman of supernatural powers. The first one was Victor Kane, Simon and George's brother. He had lived in the capital when he was very young. Matters concerning the running of his estate had been the pretext for his leaving, but in truth, he was attracted by something entirely different. Namely, I'm not in position to tell you at this point. Because of the connections he had made in those circles, he became acquainted with one Nina Lilac, a bright, refined, devilish aristocrat who fell for Victor for some reason, and he brought her here, in this faraway corner of the steppe. And what happened then? It turned out that Nina was harboring plans concerning this place, and the Kane's elders, George and Simon, had certainly impressed her. To put it briefly, Nina became the ruler of this land. I was only, 15 at the time? Yes, Nina died 11 years ago. Where did her powers lie? It's impossible to describe, it is beyond the mind to grasp. She emanated a demonic passion. She inspired those around her and radiated the faith in the limitlessness of human capacities. Those who were near her were blinded by that faith. She was the source of many a horrific and brilliant idea. Then Victoria came along. Was she like that too? No, she was completely different. For Nina, human lives were tools, while Victoria protected them. I think that was why Big Vlad Olgimsky had brought her here. He had married her a long time ago, but she and their son, Vlad the Younger, who was very small at the time, used to live far away, somewhere in the eastern region. And what happened then? When did she come here? Each of the three families has been professing its own version of the truth for many generations. Each family has embodied the power of a certain color, and each is trying to refashion the world in its own likeness. It is good that the antagonism between the families prevents any single power from gaining the upper hand. We are building the town together, all of us, and we are building it through opposing each other. And what about the mistresses, Nina and Victoria? Yes, their conflict had raged over the town for a long time. Peaceful, invisible to the ordinary people, but no less furious for it. Nina was striving to get a place where no human being is allowed, and dragging her followers along, believing that her goal justified their suffering. Victoria protected the people from her, sculpted the very flesh of the town, for as long as she was alive. Is she dead too? She is. Mysteriously, they both survived by their daughters. Nina bore Maria, Victoria had little Victoria, who our children call Capella. Both girls were orphaned at an early age, and each grew up to manifest the abilities. There is a young mistress growing up in each of the families. So you have a daughter too. You're also like that, aren't you? The third one, the youngest mistress in the town, and the only one as of now, is myself. The only mistress without an heiress. Everything has its limits in this world. Everything is balanced. Woe is me. But you and I will discuss that later. Fine, as you wish. Okay. Let's see. I guess I'll read these bits too. Katerina saw me in a dream, that's why she believed in me from the moment we met. The prophecy of the angelic twins was revealed to her, but I am not an angel, only a messenger. I will have to explain this to her. Let Alexander test me if he will. The path was mapped by the higher powers, and I won't stray from it, no matter how steep and thorny the way.
My eyes look just like buttons, don't they?
I feel that you were sent to us by destiny itself. It must be so. So we come back to her after that? After talking to Saburov? So I'm just pretty sure she gave us 2 quests today.
So the Kynes compelled Bachelor to destroy the murderer. They must be joking.
Indeed, you do look more like a messenger from above than a spawn of the earth. Katerina told me her dreams. It all fits. She believes I'm a messenger from above. Alright, my wife is a clairvoyant, but I'm not. I need something to make sure you are exactly who you claim to be. I'm going to give you a few tasks. Let your actions prove that your hands have power over people's lives, and your words over their minds. I'm ready, I have nothing to worry about. I have received reports of a fight at the station this morning. Several men were killed. Several more maimed. I have dispatched 2 loyal men there. They will tell you where the dead and wounded have been carried off. See if anything can be done. But it could be dangerous. If you are truly the prophesied messenger from above, you have nothing to fear. Nothing will harm you. The murderer has fled. The whole town is searching for them. Wherever they are now. That place is far from the station. Go and fear nothing. And what if I don't succeed this time? After all, I can't control this power. It's coming from beyond. If not this time, then another time. Heal a man by nightfall for me. In the presence of a witness, or preferably witnesses. This will strengthen our position. I will then have legitimate grounds for protecting you against the Kane's wrath. Alright, I'll do everything as you say. Okie doke.
That's okay, I'll make it. I'm made of wood.
Should I talk to Katerina one more time? She has my other quest. Maybe I get it later in the day. I kind of feel like I should talk to her one more time. Hello.
You
Okay.
are.
I tried. I'm gonna change the settings back really quick though. So you can't really hear the voices that well. Effect volume doesn't need to be loud. Music doesn't need to be loud. I guess I could read, was I supposed to talk to him more? Because he didn't actually give us a quest. Goodness. I think I know where Katharina's quest is supposed to start, so I could always go talk to that person and, see if they'll start it for me instead. This isn't shaping up to be much better translated than the original so far. So we'll see. I mean, so far, a lot of that text seemed very similar. Some of Katarina's was cleaned up a little bit, but not really in like a helpful sort of way. It was just like what was cleaned up was just kind of just changed around a little bit. But it's just been largely similar, just ever so slightly, like a word or two was changed around. The quest log is definitely noticeably cleaned up. But other than that, I haven't seen much difference yet. Why am I walking back here? This doesn't go through. I was thinking the start of Barak's path. Oh, okay. I didn't think so, because the other quest is with Katarina. I just don't remember how to start it. It must start later on after I finish her first quest or something. Yeah, it was totally comprehensible. It was almost the same as what you saw there. Where am I going? He's on the other side of this. And they changed him to a dog head. He used to be like, for lack of a better word, I mean it's the word that they used in the game, he used to be a midget. So he was just like a tiny guy, an adult, not a kid, like is pictured here. This is definitely a kid when you're looking at him, so I'm not really sure why they changed that, but it's interesting and it's definitely worth noting. I'm angry and I hurt. Why so? Why? Because first I get chased away into the steppe by my soul and a half mates, and then I run into a ripper there to boot. Boy, I was begging him to let me go, but the bastard knew what I'd been picked on for, then pulled out his knife, and here I am, carved up like so much fillet. It hurts. Help me, will you? Why did they do it to you? Well, I suppose I had done what was a mighty rotten thing to do, and mucked it up like an idiot at that. So my former soul and a half mates, they threw me out, called me a traitor and all that. Hunted me, but I'm a sick one. I saved myself. Thought I'd made it out. And what do you know? Along comes Leathersack. Leathersack? Some ripper I'd never seen round here before. And he's like, stop right there, I'ma question you. And are you wanted for such and such crimes? Are you carrying valuables on your person? Etc., etc. And then, whack, he goes with that razor, but I wiggled myself free, saved myself again, and then wobbled my way to this place. And then, what did you do to cross the boys? Look me in the eye and speak honestly, or else forget about getting help from me. Honestly, it was pretty bad. You see, there's those schmouder things, you know, powder schmouters. We had an outbreak a couple of years ago. They called it the sand pest. It would burn up your blood, so these schmouters, they helped if you caught it. There are still some left, but they're hard to come by. And now there was this rumor about the pest being back, and even a couple of folks, what's the word, sick coming to it. And one of our lot had a schmouter, was saving it for his sister in case she caught the pest. Basically, I, stole it. And what for? For yourself? Nah, not for myself. Our gang, the Soul and a Halves, is at war with another gang, the Dogheads. Quite a fight this is, last drop of blood and all. The Dogheads outnumber us, and they've set up their lair at the tower, and the tower is a dream tower of pure gold, if you like. You wouldn't understand, so I thought I'd switch sides with the schmouters an admission fee. You stole medicine from a friend who might need it to save his sister's life, and you did it so you could be a more desirable sellout, right? What does it matter? Everyone steals, everyone sells out. It's in our nature. Whoever isn't a thieving man is a thieving woman. The real nasty part is that when my scheme was out, the fool rushed me and tried to take his schmouter back, so I waited for the right moment and offed him. Good grief, do you at least feel some remorse? Oh, yes, I'm all remorse and penitence. Just do something. Stop the bleeding at least. Tie it with a hanky, would you? See how the bastard has sliced me into ribbons with the razor of his? Just let me get to him. I'll tie him up and give him twice the pain he gave me. Be quiet and hold still. I'm going to lay my hands on you and you'll get better. Well, one more lockpick. Alright, so here's something that the HD version missed and took out of this translation, unless I missed that text line, but Katarina explicitly tells you that this guy is standing here, and neither the quest log nor her told you about this guy, so I could easily see somebody talking to that kid and then just turning around and leaving when you have to talk to this guy to continue the quest. So that's kind of meh. Oh, but yeah, the Doghead kid, like, I don't really like that it's changed to being a kid, too, because, like, obviously the guy being a midget, for lack of a better word, he was an adult. So when you kill him, you're not killing a kid. So I liked that a little bit better, because right here, and in Barak's path, they just murdered a kid just because, like, their friend didn't like him. Like, and it just seems, you know, like you're not allowed to really kill like any of the other kids, so it's just out of the theme for them to just let you just kill a child right here. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, that maybe in the original it was a kid too, and that for the English version they changed it to a midget. I'm not sure. Yeah, the dog heads are all kids in every version. It's just that this particular dog head used to be a different graphic, and they've changed it to a dog head, which is interesting. So, I'm not really sure about that. So you can kill evildoers with a single touch. Truly a godly gift. I didn't mean to. I wanted to heal him. I felt sorry for him. Then it must have been supreme judgment, with you as the judge. Yes, it makes sense. He had deserved to live. Had he deserved to live, you would have given him life, right? But the murderer deserved to die, so you dealt him death. Yes, it's much like what the mistress foretold. Who, Katerina? Yes, she screamed in her sleep a few days ago. Afterwards, her maids were whispering among themselves, saying the mistress had been talking deliriously in her sleep about the harbinger of fate who'd come in the guise of a child. Could that be you? Yes, it's me. Don't touch me, please. I'm as full of sins as they come. What if that's enough for your touch to kill me? My master would surely be interested, but you were meaning to heal. You had better find someone else. That's what he sent you here for, right? Who? Where do I find a person like that? Well, how about that one who made a lucky escape from robbers? He survived that massacre and avoided the corpse eaters, so fate must be favoring him. Bring this one back to life if you wish to, of course. Will you be able to find him yourself? Thanks for the advice, faithful man. Mind what you're doing, though. Stay alert. Anything can happen. No need to worry, faithful man. I'm not explicitly looking for Twire, but if there's some out here, I'll pick it up. Okay. That hill, like, kind of fell down. Oh yeah, sometimes there's Twire around between one of these too. There are 3 pieces of Twire back in this tiny area. I didn't see any though. I keep getting stuck on stuff too. I think that Clara starts much earlier in the day than the other 2 do as well, so her first day just seems to always have a lot of time in it. Oops. I'm going back to Katerina and I'm not ready to yet. I suppose while I was way out there I could have gone to see Laska as well.
Have you met ominous people in circus costumes here?
What do you want from me? Are you looking for shelter too? My, you're so pretty. What's your name? Anna Angel. When I was small, it's what they called me for my beautiful singing voice. And what's your name? My name is Clara. Don't be scared of me.
Whose child was crying there?
It would seem that I haven't lived in this house long enough for its walls to protect me. First that wretch burst in and bleeds on my carpet, then a certain bachelor drops by, and here he is, already acting like he owns the place. And is this your house? In a manner of speaking, to a degree that I feel used to be a good deal higher. God, why is the world filled with predators? Wherever you run, from coast to coast, no place is safe from them. They murder, they rape, they tear apart, they threaten, they destroy. There are good people too. Are there? Look over. There's people for you. There's kind people for you. The bachelor giving orders like he's entitled to me. What could I tell him? All I can do is stay silent, swallowing my tears. And do you know why this is so, my girl? Listen, the law is not on our side. The law? Shh, yes, you and I are outlaws. The law is a grindstone, heavy as a bell, inexorable and persistent. You need a certain amount of power to stand up to it. But where do you get it? And so many of us here don't really have a choice. We are doomed to be victims. Why are you counting me among them? You know, I recognized you at once, I did. Aren't you being persecuted? Aren't you being called a thief? Haven't you had the word shabnak, turnskin, man-eater thrown in your face? Haven't they looked for bones under your skin, or dropped swevery juice into your eyes? No, they haven't. Nothing of the sort.
Shabnak is an evil man-eater made of clay and bones. She's the murderer.
Okay. And then there's the second newcomer, just as sinister. In fact, he seems even scarier than the bachelor. Why else would they call him the Ripper? Why is he hiding somewhere in Earth, so close to me? What does he want? By the way, he's still looking for that wounded man. He'll get here sooner or later. My goodness, everything points to this Ripper being a heinous murderer. He's unstoppable. He could wrestle down Andrei Stomatin with just one arm. Ah, forget Andrei. The ghastliest thing is that he apparently killed a homeless boy in the steppe today. Yes, this is terrible, monstrous. There's nothing worse than a crime against a child, especially in this town. Only a stranger could be capable of such a savage crime. Any local would know how the Canes would react to something like that, especially the younger ones. Anna dear, it wasn't you who killed him. What are you so afraid of? No matter how brutal this murderer is, he's a threat to everyone equally, trust me. Yes, of course. But perhaps he didn't kill that boy after all. Then things aren't so terrible. Clara, do me a favor, please. I really need to know if that crime was actually been committed. I mean, to know whether he really is that cruel, please. Do you want me to ask him personally? There's no need to. There are more discreet ways to do it. I've heard he made friends with warehouse dwellers. There are 2 gangs over at the warehouses. Bad groups, smugglers, and the adolescent urchins. You can ask them. That homeless boy was a criminal as well. Trying to mess with my head, are you, dear? Want to lead me straight into the rogue's den? There's no way I'd go there. The important thing is to find out if the whelp was really killed. Go to the gutter snipes right away. Forget about grief. You're a girl after all. Anything could happen. And the boys, they won't hurt you. Do you hear me? On the other hand, never mind. Do whatever you like. Just do this little trifle for me, will you? I'll reward you. Trifle, you say? Well, I'll get acquainted with those boys, alright. And I'm not scared of thieves either. Alright, so she's sending me over there. Yes, she is. Talking about that kid that I, actually was the one who murdered.
I used to sing every evening.
How in the world did I end up in a place this remote? Me too! He had nothing to say. He looks at you with no words. This blood-covered tramp is not who I'm looking for. He is not complicit in Simon's death. At any rate, he's about to kick it, no matter if I help along or not. I'm done here. No, wait. A lot points to Simon having been murdered by a girl, and this dirt on her clothes. I suppose I ought to interrogate you. One wonders if you have an alibi. Wait, he's not dead yet, is he? Whoops, I almost said the other one because my mouse is going haywire. I don't think Clara realized that this guy was here when she walked in. No, but he will be soon. He lost so much blood that only a miracle could revive him. I can work miracles. Curious, how do you go about doing that? I lay my hands on someone in pain and they are brought back to life. So not only are half the people here psychics, turns out the other half are faith healers. What kind of town is this? What kind of a time? I've been transported to the Middle Ages. I presume you can demonstrate your art right here in front of me. I can. Watch. Okay, I can't actually talk to that guy. How did you manage that? I've had this gift for as long as I can remember. Unbelievable. Many continue to disbelieve even after seeing it with their own eyes. Are you some kind of saint? I am a miracle worker. So who is this killer? How do I find them? This is getting plain right diabolical. I'll tell you if I find something out.
Life is hard.
So you can heal with your hands, for real? Yes. And you could cure any disease? Yes. I'll be your friend, girl. What else can you do? A lot of unusual things. People believe that I'm a miracle worker.
Why is he interrogating the bound? That big city snake.
So Anna gave me this quest instead of Katerina. So actually, I think that usually Sabarov gives you this quest. So I think that is right because he's the one who basically sent us there. So okay, I'll buy it. And this quest is usually called the Messenger, and this one's usually called Provided with the Option. So we'll see if those with the freedom of choice, where really neither of those had to be changed, but they were, curious enough. Is it earlier than usual? I thought I usually started, well, I guess I didn't eat dinner today, but, I don't know. I guess I'll return over here, because time really doesn't matter today, so I'll walk around whichever way. We'll talk to Sabarov. Our reputation did go up for saving that guy, though. So we can actually buy and sell things in shops right now.
Neither the sun nor death can be looked at without winking. Who said that?
Indeed, you do look more like a messenger from above than a spawn of the earth. I have fulfilled your request. I healed a man in the mansion to the south of yours. A menacing-looking scientist in a snakeskin coat oversaw it. He calls himself the Bachelor. And that is excellent. A first-hand account from the visiting bachelor will carry more weight with the Canes than anything else. He will probably side with them, seeing as the dearly departed Simon meant so much to him. And you, do you know this man? I met him today. He made a good impression on me. Determined, clever, and honest man. That's not what he seemed to me. I'm sure he's a servant of evil. He has long, sharp teeth and slit-like red eyes. Really? He could have just been tired. He has complained to me about quickly becoming exhausted in our climate. Ah, you're joking, and I'm not joking at all. He's an evil demon. Throw me out if you like, but don't trust him. I trusted you even before that. Do not be offended by these tests. What do? I do not on my own behalf, but on behalf of the people entrusted to my care. I will most likely give you one more task. Just allow me to pause and compose my mind first. I'm considering what would be the best approach to this matter. Tell me when you're clear.
So the Kynes compelled Bachelor to destroy the murderer. They must be joking.
Here's a new task for you. It is said that someone resembling you has murdered our town's father, Simon Kane, but now I'm sure that the Kanes are not telling the whole truth, and that the murderer's story was invented to conceal something grim that they know about or suspect. I don't understand such things. Who are these people? The Kanes are the family with which everything began here. Their radiant blood has preserved the memory of ancient magic since the time of the epics. They are the descendants of heroes who had fashioned the world out of their own flesh, who had created talking beasts and stretched chains of fire from sea to sea, and built sky-high towers in a single night. Why are you telling me all this? The town is now governed by the Sabaravel-Gimsky-Kane triumvirate. I fear that, driven by their desire to avenge Simon, the Kanes could try to shift the balance of power. Their tyranny would usher in an era of madness. I don't want that to happen, but I need to be sure before I can confront the Kanes, and that is where you can help me. How? You will go to the Crucible. It is in the upper part of the town called the Stone Yard. Go to George. Calm him with your hypnotic powers and find out what's behind Simon's death. It's a dangerous mission, but an important one. If you succeed, I will reward you generously, Clara. Alright, I'll give it a try. You do, however, need more than just to look into a person's eyes in order to make them speak the truth and answer your every question. You need their consent. Yes, that's right. I ask directly if they consent, and their mind approaches mine only if they say yes. Also, I must know the person's real name and a secret fact from their life. What for? That's how I unlock a soul. Well then, go to Katerina. She will tell you about George. You are not indeed as simple as you seem. It is strange that you have revealed your secret to me. Have you not been tempted to use your skills on me? Why would I? You're helping me, so I have nothing to hide from you. Alright, so there's our other quest. In the original, that was called Hooks, and oh, here, it's called Hooks, but also in parentheses, truth revealing itself. So I'm really confused why they changed all of the names of all of the quests to something that was very similar, but ever so slightly different, but they did. My friend and I have been noticing that in the Bachelor's Path, but I didn't point it out in the stream at all. But we had been reading each day and just, like, why did they change this?
What?
I feel that you were sent to us by destiny itself. Alexander has tasked me with finding out the truth about Simon's death from George. It makes me feel uneasy. But why would he give you so difficult a task, my child? He is well aware that the Kanes, blinded by fury, are looking for the mysterious man-eater who supposedly murdered Simon. In their anger, they are missing the obvious, but such is that family's way. Even our protection may be of no use. The truth will speak for itself. They won't dare hurt me, I suppose. Perhaps, but George will never speak to you, will he? Or do you wield such power over people as to be able to make him talk? No, I have no such power, but cunning will become the solution where power can't. If you help me, I can make him answer questions. And how will you find out the truth? How will you make him reveal it? I would call a person by their real name twice, say the word such and such, I know of you this. Will you agree to touch me, to brave the depths, to answer my questions candidly and without prejudice? If the answer is yes, then it is done. Why, I know of you this. It feels like a part of the phrase is omitted. It is. You really have to know a secret about the person, which it would stun them to hear, but the secret must be true, of course. For example, you can say, Anna, I know of you this. You've kidnapped a child. What's that supposed to mean? Why did you say that? That's just an example. Do you know any secrets concerning George Kane? Yes, I will teach you. First of all, call him Judge. Do not call him George at first. The Kanes are clever, and he may immediately become suspicious. If you want to stun him with a secret, try to say, you never loved Simon, and you are no twin of his. He will be taken aback. Thank you. It is not George that you should be wary. I feel that the Kane's plot was conceived in a different mind. It comes from Maria, who is about to challenge my position of a mistress. But do not even think of approaching her yet. She's very dangerous. Your formula will not work on someone who has Mistress's ability. Alright. I'll follow your advice. Okay. So now we have all 3 quests for today. Let's see. What's going on over here? Oh no, I've just been doing one day at a time, aside from today. Today I did Bachelor's Day 6, because I was thinking of trying to just finish his quest out, or his run out, so I could, oh, let's see, where was I going for... Anna's is on the opposite side, so I guess I could go down there and loop around. I am who I am, the Harbinger. What has happened is proof of that. Who is going to challenge that I was sent here to perform deeds in righteousness? No one. This town is the outset of my journey, not the destination. Okay, I'll go down around and loop. Yeah, it gets really magical in Clara's run. But yeah, I just did I did day 6 for the Bachelor, and I think we're on day 4 or 5 for Barack, so the next few days I'll probably do this is day 1 for Clara, but I'll do day 2 and 3 at least, and then maybe I'll do one for Barack, and then I'll do another day of hers, and then I'll just go around doing each of their days one at a time until we get through them all. Because it is really nice to see each day side by side to compare the differences. Of just, this is day 1, and Clara already met the Bachelor, and so did Barack, but in the Bachelor's path, he meets neither of them on the first day. Where it's just like, you know, something special. I don't know why my mouse has been so jumpy today. More so than usual. Which it'll happen like here or there, like if I hit like a crack or something, but it's like super crazy today. I have a tiny bit of money, so I can duck into a shop here and see if there are needles. Oh, I meant to go down and around and talk to Griff and Notkin. Oops. Oh, I could afford them. I'm gonna sell all this stuff now, even though I'll get more for it tomorrow. I just don't know if I'll have... Well, I guess the prices go up by double, so I'll try to sell it all tomorrow if I have enough reputation to. Oh geez, that was my first save as Clara. Yeah, it's nice that they are a little unique. I was hoping that some of the uniqueness would come out of the different conversations you have with people, like other people though. Because, like, as Daniel, you never would have imagined that Clara went and talked to George behind your back or anything like that. So, like, I think that things like that should have been more, Whoops. Okay. I think that the differences shouldn't have been inconsistencies in the story. They should have been, like, things that, like, kind of, like, undid someone else's path. Because it'd be funny to have, like, to talk to Anna and she tells each one of you that, like, you're my favorite or something like that. That would just be funny. Or have another character who, like, they ask you to do something and then they tell one of the other characters, like, oh yeah, I sent Bachelor on this wild goose chase, so you could go and do this for me. And that's like the reason why he had to do something. Yeah, I didn't do any RPG Maker today. I just couldn't decide what I wanted to do next. So I decided to just take a break. I didn't know I was gonna do double Pathologic today, but
I'm deadly tired.
thanks to one of our friends here, we got a copy of Day 12 so I could play this version. Because I was just thinking of, I'd been thinking of speedrunning through the rest of Daniel's Path, but I kind of wanted to play it out just because I'd, you know, had a lot of fun murdering people so much every day, but I was able to get that save file and start up anyway, because it's really nice to see all 3 paths like one day at a time, so I think that'll be nice to see as we go along. I'll try to remember as much as I can to talk about the differences on Clara's first few days. What is this now? Here's an unexpected visitor indeed. I can't believe what I'm seeing. My name is Clara and I just wanted to... Whoops. There's so much anguish in your eyes, so much pain. You do look like a regular human being on the outside. I'd like to help if my help is needed here, of course. I can work miracles. It's not uncommon around here, and do you know that a person greatly resembling you in appearance is wanted for murder committed by supernatural means? I do, but don't be in a hurry to call the guards. I'm not guilty, and there's proof of that.
Hopefully, Vlad will call Ripper's bluff. The murderer claims to be Burach's son.
I must say, if it were up to me, I'd have had you executed without further ado. You owe your life to the Bachelor in a way, for he told us that although there is little doubt left you were a changeling spawned by the steppe, the shape you assumed when you visited upon him was unexpectedly uncharacteristic of any demon he knows of. What are you talking about? You laid your hands on a mortally wounded man and brought him back to life, calling on the holy powers to bear witness. Your demeanor was, so they say, like that of a miracle worker or even a saint of sorts. Is this so? I can only bring goodness into this world, such is my nature. All the same, I don't believe you. Besides, you claim to have an evil twin, so which one of you is the real one and which is the changeling? I've done the honest thing and come before you, so you can see for yourself. Why have you come to me, fearsome child, posing as a miracle worker? I wanted to tell you something about your brother Simon. Is that so? Very well, I'll lend you my ear, but no sooner than you have met Maria, my niece. I'll let her look at you with her own eyes and tell me who you are and how I should treat anything you tell me. Alright. Where will I find her? It's a good thing I didn't go talk to Maria first, because I was thinking about it.
There's more life in me that can be lived.
Okay, your face looks familiar. We've never met before. I know who you are. I just can't quite get a grasp of your essence. Where people have a soul, you have a black pit. What name have you chosen for yourself? I've chosen the name Clara, same as my sister's. Why are you saying such hurtful things? What have I ever done to you?
It came from below the ground. For many years, we were burying the bones wrong.
What is it? Your uncle George has sent me to you so that you could take a look at me and say what you're thinking about me. Why should I? He wants to know how dangerous my supernatural abilities are. Your abilities? Haha. Fine sort of a mistress. Well, let me look at you then. Let me listen to you carefully. What is he getting so nervous about? I don't know. He demanded that I be examined by you. How touching. Since when has this place become a hospital reception room? An elderly doctor is sending a patient for examination. Shall I write you a prescription? I guess there's no need. Just say the words, I'll let him know. I suppose I was too quick to laugh at you. Let me see. You seem as though you were two people. You were a walking lie, but you shouldn't be killed yet. Everything depends on how this day ends. I'll have them tell Uncle to talk to you. Let him answer your questions. Goodbye, Maria. And then we go back.
Most men only die because they know not how to prevent dying.
Yeah, that dress. It's not a totally like uncommon style, but you know, a lot of people always mention it. So, my dear guest, Maria wishes to say that. Maria's already said that all that she wished to say. Don't be surprised. You wanted to ask me something, did you not? Feel free to ask. Oh, I should have saved before this conversation. Alright. So you can either say that you didn't like Simon and you were no twin of his, or you can say you were no brother to him. I think it's the first one. Ask away. Do you know who murdered Simon? No. Are you sure he was murdered? No. Why have you ordered everyone to search for the murderer? If there is a murderer, they must have no chance to escape. Why are you afraid they'd escape? No human being could have killed Simon. He was killed by a creature of supernatural powers. And you want to know what the creature looks like? No. I want to know what power it wields. Now answer my final question. Will any of the Canes benefit from this death? No, none of us would be able to advance and sustain the town in the way Simon did. And if his death was not a tragic accident, but the ruling of some remorseless law, it will mean that our family's entire cause has been condemned. The town will perish. That's enough. There's nothing more I wish to know. Okay. My heart is beating something horrible. How could something this terrifying ever happen? I can go back to the rod now. Alright, so we're gonna head and talk to Griff and the kids, or whoever we were sent to. Oh, I can do that with my mouse scrolly-do. Okay, she sent us just to the kids. So we gotta go meet Notkin. And on our way, we're gonna go look for needles and get the bread from the cemetery, so we don't starve to death. Our exhaustion is running a little high, so I'm thinking by the time we get back to Anna's, I'd like to sleep. And that will be our way. Meh. Oh yeah, there are a couple pieces of twire out here. I don't see them spawned yet. Of course, every single path I got a bread and 2 milks. I one time got 3 loaves of bread. That's just lucky. 3 bottles of milk would not be lucky. That would be horrible. I'd probably like restart the day. Call that file like just demons. Oops. Hooray! If you have a powder, I'll be sad. Ugh. Oh wait, I have 10 things. Who knew? I got a powder on the first day. That's a good day. Oh, I should check something really quick. It has nothing to do with the game. I'm just curious. Okay. It's probably waters that I need the most at this point. I mean, she has no use for the yellow pills, really. But I kind of want a Maridorm. I'll run around and grab the waters. I'll bite. I'll go around behind the theater and everything. Why not? We have the time today. It's only 10. 10 in the morning. Okay. Now I'll be able to talk with a drunk or two. Well, there's a razor, so if I find that kid again, I can, I can trade for that Maridorm that I wanted. And I'll save the watch for orange bills. Alright. Oh yeah? How's it going? I'm not gonna look at all the trash cans back here. But, there's that kid. I'm gonna look at some of them on my way through. I don't have enough for a powder, but I'm gonna look. Alright, as I walk into a fence, I keep glancing over to see comments. Glad to hear that it's been enjoyable. What's like the worst is when one of your friends really loves something and then you finally try it out and you hate it. Oops. Well, I can meet Griff. We'll see what he says.
So, Ripper's done away with everyone. Serves them rebels right. Let the man dream big.
Oh, we've heard an earful about you here. We have. Some thief you are. Hasn't it occurred to you, little tot, that taking your leave right now is not going to be an easy job, or even doable at all? Why did I think of an exit strategy beforehand? Do you have a soul thief? Now that's a question I didn't expect, smart thief, you. I'll surprise you many times yet, thief.
Yeah, I sleep when I'm dead.
Ain't that a brave little oh, that's the same thing. Show me the prohibited things. I know you're selling them. So eventually, we'll probably want to buy one of these. I can't afford it now. Probably not if I sold everything I had. Well, maybe the powder would do it. Oh, I can sell the... Oh, I was gonna wait to sell the kerosene. That's it. It sells for a lot less to Griff anyway. $2.25 for a bullet. But we met Griff. Hi there, do you know how to play Reflections? You don't seem like an ordinary girl. I wonder what you'd look like coming out the other side. Did you catch the unseen cat? I invited the bachelor to have a look at the unseen cat, but I know he won't come. He doesn't seem to understand us at all. Is it true that he's very smart? Intelligence is relative. Often the voice of reason tangles the ways of fate, whereas the heart always leads you down the right path.
I think Shabnakadir is for real, but how do you spot her?
I haven't seen you here before. What district are you from? None, I'm a stranger here.
What?
Keep close to our lot. Do you like wild beasts, like wolves or cats? I do, I like people too. Alright.
Murderer. Murderer, they say. Damn, no one can kill Simon Kine. No way.
I don't like how little kid a lot of the voices are for the kids. Yeah, I mean, Clara doesn't really need the guns that much anyway. So it's not like the end of the world. If it was a game where like you were like in a situation where she didn't have like her hands like, oh my goodness. Yeah, his voice, like he had a really deep voice in the original, so, or like it was lower. So I like that a lot better for him, because obviously, like, this picture, he's not, like, you know, like 6, so, which is kind of what his voice sounds like. Did you see a man calling himself the Ripper? Ugh, he's been here alright. A right scary husky fellow, that one. No idea what got into his head to come over. I sure hope I've seen the last of him. Why? Welp, it's a nasty story. That scoundrel, Licka, has committed a lowly villainy, sold us out to just about everyone out there, the thieves, the dogheads too, then poisoned a friend he'd robbed and ran away. I was angry and I said that rascal deserves to be killed, angry as hell, and along comes this bloody Haruspex out of nowhere. And so he killed the boy? He said, I'll do the job. I like it a lot when business gets bloody. I'll find that scoundrel of yours, he said. And if I see that he deserves death, I'll cut him into little pieces right on the spot. And I don't know what possessed me to agree, but I did. So, and now you're regretting it? There. How did it come about at all that such words escaped your lips? I don't know what to do with myself now. If I could only bring him back, that scoundrel. Just to think that I gave someone the right to decide if he should live or die. That's true. Who are we to ever have such a privilege? But perhaps he's left the traitor alive after all. I'm afraid not. Licka is not the type to make an impression of a creature deserving to live. And they say some young lad's been killed by the station. The description matches. Don't despair. Haruspex has spared him. I know that for certain. How do you know? His death was inevitable. Higher powers killed him, not you. He wasn't a boy at all, but a real monster, so don't blame yourself. Okay.
Yeah?
So we can go back to Anna now. Oh, I don't think I ever went back out to Alaska, but I guess I didn't need to. Oh, that twire is there, but it's bloody twire, so I don't want it. Oops. Well, I have a little bit of money, so I can check this shop one more time. And it's still so early. I don't know that I'm going to, since I already played a whole day, if I'm going to stream all of the extra running around for the day that I'm gonna do. I mean, I'm gonna sleep for a considerable amount, but then I'm gonna have, like, probably still like 6 hours of running around and being silly, so in-game hours, but still. Unless raiding trash cans is real exciting.
Why is he interrogating the Bound? That big city snake.
I want to go back. How in the world did I end up in a place this remote? I've found out everything. Turns out you're an odd one, Anna. And so, yes, that homeless boy was attacked by the Haruspecs. He's dead now. Are you telling the truth? I always tell the truth. And the Snotkin, don't you think he's a little cutthroat? It's good that he and his friend Casper are in a feud, or they'd have got to us by now. Now explain to me why you're so afraid of circus performers. How come? Although you're a kind girl, aren't you? I suppose every cloud has a silver lining, you know. I'll tell you one of my secrets. But be hush-hush about it. Children are the root of all evil in this world. Don't be silly. Children aren't evil. It's not in their nature. No, Anna, evil comes from elsewhere. How come? I can't tell you yet, but I will later. So many things are mixed up here. One doesn't know who to fear more. So you're with the Sabarovs now, right? Good, you'll be safe with them, and the children won't hurt you. Here, I've got a present for you. No, Anna, there's no need. You don't know what you're doing. I'm glad to have helped you. Alright.
Have you met ominous people in circus costumes here?
Now I could really afford that pistol today. If I sold the powder, that is. I don't know if I want to do that. But it'd be a lot cheaper. Well, I'll at least take the hook. Gallery of hideous portraits. It's as though the men, women, and children and freaks of nature are each trying to be more evil than their nearest neighbor. What should I do with them? Will I always be confronted with choice this terrible? Okay, and then I have to go back to Sabarov for the one quest. Well, on most of Clara's days, you end the day really early, so there's just as much to do. It just she'll have just as many quests. It's the later days where it takes a little bit more time, but her first like maybe 4 days you get done really fast.
So the Kynes compel Bachelor to destroy the murder. They must be joking.
Indeed, you do look more like a messenger from above than a spawn of Earth. I've talked to George. He answered all my questions. Have you heard the news about the plague already? The Bachelor has found the real murderer. An epidemic is spreading in the town. I feel the Keynes will not be happy with this turn of events. So tell me one thing. Did George know what his brother and patron died of? No, he's convinced that no natural cause could have possibly ended his brother's life. He's sure there was a murderer, however indirect their methods may be. I see, sounds typical of him. Here's what all of it means. I'm going to talk to the Bachelor. Now that the murderer has been found, no one will dare continue the search for the man-eater for a while. But the Keynes will not abandon their version so easily. And there's another danger, the mob. A danger to whom? To you, Clara, or more specifically to your sister. If the epidemic does begin, and I see nothing that could prevent that, the search for Simon's killer will very soon turn into a search for the one who caused the outbreak. If I remember correctly, you said that your sister is still somewhere in the town. Maybe she is, maybe she isn't. It is possible, it is not, that she was the one who brought the disease into our town. Would you like to look for her? I'll devote all of my time to this. You mean all of your spare time? Do you not realize how precarious your position is? You have been cleared in my eyes, but people, both the commoners and the bound, will require other evidence. Not miracles, I hope. I can't be commissioned to perform one. It is a power bestowed to me from above. We shall see. Tonight Katerina and I are going to talk about you. Tomorrow we shall state our will to you. And if everything turns out well, tomorrow you may already be helping me restore justice and meet our retribution. What destiny Katerina foresees for you, I cannot tell. In the meantime, rest. Take the small bedroom upstairs. See you tomorrow. I'm glad it was you who gave me shelter. You'll see how it will pay off in the future. Alright. So we're definitely going to sleep a bit. Oh, I never ended up finding that Meridorm, so... Well, but our health is full, so it doesn't matter. We're gonna sleep for 5 hours for this initial one. And then, we're gonna save. I would like to walk through the bone waste really quick. I should also go check this shop to see if there are any needles there. Nope. I'll probably lockpick into several houses. Because having food in Clara's path is pretty important. Oh. Well, I guess I'm not gonna talk to that drunk. Of course, it was like right as I almost was to him that he runs off. Alright. So for Clara's path, this revolver I'm just gonna have to sell. But her bullets are the same for her pistol as they are for the revolver, so it's okay that we picked those up too. We'll keep those. But I did want to stop there for that reason. I guess if I have enough money after selling the revolver. Then maybe I'll go buy her revolver. Her dual barrel pistol. It doesn't sell for much, so I'm gonna try to sell it tomorrow. And maybe we'll buy her gun on the 3rd day. Instead. Okay. duck into this food shop too, see if there are any nuts. And then I'm gonna lockpick into several houses. Try and get some free food, because I don't want to buy a whole bunch of food. Laura doesn't really have a need for money in her path, but food is definitely a big one for her to make sure she always has. Which, I mean, you always have bountiful lockpicks, so... They do sort of encourage you in this direction for her path. Okay. So right off the bat we got some fresh meat, so that's really valuable. Did this little girl have anything to trade? No, I can't remember. Well, she's running around now because I stole stuff, so... It was weird that the little boy didn't get triggered to punch me to death. Unless they only do that to the guys and not to Clara. Who can say? Why does he have to always be in the way? Whoops. Ah. Alright, whatever. I don't wanna keep getting hurt. Oh! Well. Didn't expect that. Although I guess I could have fought that guy too. But I don't want my reputation to... Oh, it's already below half. Well, I'm gonna have to kill thugs tonight. That's just how it's gonna have to be. Alrighty. So we got some good stuff out of this house. Mainly the fresh meat. But some good items too. And our first kill. I'm not ready to go on a killing spree just yet. I want to keep my reputation up through tomorrow so I can sell a bunch of stuff, but then after that, I won't care about much of that, so... Oops. So I guess... I have to check if this little girl has a powder. Just because if she does, then I have to be sad about it. We're getting there on trade items. Not quick enough, but we're getting there. No, I'm looking for mainly revolver bullets. But I can get some shotgun shells and rifle ammo to sell. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, and thanks for the save file as well. We would not have started Clara's Path for quite a while without it, so I appreciate it. Since none of mine worked, that was a little frustrating. But I had some that would load in, and others that just didn't care to exist.
Whoa!
Oh, my reputation went down from being seen stealing that. Whoops. Okay. No. There was some good stuff in there, but nothing I couldn't live without. Ah, and he's walking into the kitchen. Annoying. Okay. There's like nothing up here. Okay. Stupid kid ran in from the other room. I don't want to just randomly kill a bunch of kids, so... Let's give a look-see to whether or not anything's in here. Oops. A needle and a necklace. I kind of want to go back for that. I guess I could just kill that guy and just kill a bunch of thugs tonight. I'm just gonna have to kill both of them is the problem. So if just he sees me. Ah.
Oh! Oh!
It's not hitting him for some reason.
Oh!
And he's taking 4,000 hits to die. Jeez. Usually they die after a couple hits. At any rate, I think I'll play for a little bit longer and then I will I'll do the end of the day video in the next video and all. Because I don't want to just like endlessly be doing nothing on the stream, so yeah, that guy, he had more hits in him than he should have. And I was missing him on a couple hits that I feel like I should have gotten him. Whoops, that's not what I meant to say. Need the bottom one. So yeah, this is what the first like 4 days of Clara's path will just be some questing around for a little while, but it's only 7:30, so I have a lot more running around to do before I would end the day. And I definitely want to be doing the running around because I want all the items that I can get. It makes days when your reputation is high enough to get food much easier, because then you can just buy whatever food you need and not have to worry about it. I guess I'm building my exhaustion meter up so I could sleep a little longer, probably about 3 hours now. And that'll get us closer. It'll at least be nighttime, so we can hope that thugs might come out. I don't think they're gonna come out until after the end of the first day, but we can dream. Excellent. We have enough for our powder. I guess we've had enough for our powder for a little while. I found quite a few needles inside that house. I should probably break into one more. Find one of the good, really tall houses. Which I thought was what those houses that I'd broken into are probably the biggest houses. And around them there are some of the 3-story houses, which are sometimes those ones. That door isn't real for some reason. Who would have guessed? Okay, now I can get rid of one of those. I guess maybe I should have gotten that gold ring at the tavern, but I can always go back for it. So then I'll be able to get more lockpicks. You got a powder for me? Of course not. Okay, we're putting the bottle back. Yes. I think fresh meat is 33% of your hunger meter. Alright, we can get rid of another one of these. Get some more bullets for the future. And a needle. We almost have enough for 2 powders now. Is this the one we talked to before? I can just get a shotgun shell for no reason. It's always good, right? So yeah, the score with the food was nice here. Can of vegetables and all. So probably sleep for a couple hours and then that will be the end of our day. I didn't see this guy before. Well, he didn't have anything anyway. Didn't see where that blonde kid went. And there's the little blonde girl. Oh, 2. There are 2 of them. I'm gonna get these items first then. So then I can go around and sleep at Young Vlad's. Imagine if they both had a powder. I can't quite afford it yet, but that would be fantastic. Alright. So we'll sleep, and then I'll go run and do that end of the day video. Let's see what Young Vlad has to say. first meets you.
I am crushed by these walls.
Hang on, didn't you go down to the well? How did you get back up here so quickly? I've never been here before. And who's down there in the well? Why are you lying to me? No, your tricks aren't going to baffle me. Sorry about that. My throat's kind of scraggly right now. Drink some water. I've, after all, read a lot about you. Creatures fashioned out of clay and bones. I know what's said about you in the Tale of the Daughters, and in the Bower Maggies too. Wow, don't joke like that. I hereby solemnly declare none of that refers to me.
There's this thing that needs to be done.
You're bothering me. I want to be alone. Bothering you? That's odd. Okay. So I might as well use a Meridorm, because why not? I have a tiny bit of health gone. I'll sleep for 4 hours. So we got a bunch of exhaustion from taking the Meridorm.
The day is over. Your timely efforts allowed your supporters to remain unharmed. A new mime performance is being rehearsed at the theater.
Alright, and now we can also kill thugs on our way there. I'll do the end of the day video, and then all will be well. Actually, I probably should go this way, because then I can check some of the trash cans again. I won't do them all, just a few of them. These two and the one around the corner. And the one by the stairs as I go down. Just because it's been 4 hours, so it's possible that they refilled a little. Gold ring, so we'll do a save on a new one, just in case. Okay, I'm gonna check a couple more trash cans than I said, just in case. And there's a thug already. So we'll save and go give him a poke. Alrighty. So that was lucky. I'll only have to kill like another couple of them before yeah, hand-to-hand combat with her is so easy. Where with Daniel, it's just like a good way to die, and that's about it. Barack, you kind of have to learn a bit of it.
Today, the killer was identified. Its nature turned out to be completely unexpected.
The enemy is found and named. It's called the Sand Pest. The contagious plague is threatening to ruin everything here.
How can a killer like this be punished? How can a villain like this be struck?
He can't. It's impossible. By pulling a knife on it, you'll just cut an innocent body.
I think I should go. Nothing to be done here anyway.
You should go. Go then. Wherever you please. Shoo!
Oh yeah, but Clara does have magic powers, so that's why she does have so much range like that. Or it's definitely part of it. So that's Clara Day 1. We'll do her next few days. I've been doing one a day, so kinda lucky to run into another one. Oh, I don't have space for the knife. I guess I'll take the knife instead of the water, because right now I have 16 waters, so... Or I can hope that the knife will stay there as I go around the corner. Because for some reason, in this HD version, the bodies just disappear if you walk a little bit away, so that's one thing I'm not liking about it, because in the original you could walk half the town away and the bodies would still be there, so I haven't been liking that so much, but can I talk to you yet? Nope. But yeah, I'll play a bit of Clara's Path the next couple nights, and then I'll start doing, well, maybe one more of Barak's days, and then I'll just start doing, like, day 7 with the Bachelor, then the Haruspecs, then her, and then just keep going on that pattern, so then you can see, like, really see the difference between each day, between them. So yeah, I will continue to do that. Thanks for watching, as always. It always makes it a lot more fun to have the commenters and just kind of talk about the game and fun stuff. So I will get back to it tomorrow. Probably have some more RPG Maker stuff earlier, like I usually do. So sorry if I played a little bit earlier. If you join the Discord server, or like sometimes I'll post right before on Twitter if I'm gonna stream. That'll give you like a little bit of a hint if you want to do that. Or maybe I'll try to pick a time that's a little bit more usual, but some days I want to do a little bit more in RPG Maker, or I know certain days in Pathologic are going to take a lot longer. Or like today I did 2 days in Pathologic, so it's always a little different. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.